Believing bankruptcy myths will ruin your life. You will lose. There are too many people who consult other people other than an experienced bankruptcy attorney, such as myself, Leonard R. Boyer, Esquire, and they come back to me with all sorts of fallacies. And I'm here to explode those bankruptcy myths today. The first myth, and one of the most dangerous, is if you file for bankruptcy, you will lose everything. Now, if I'm a little somber looking today, it's because this is very serious. And as more and more people need to file for bankruptcy, you have to have the facts straight. Under federal law, you have bankruptcy exemptions. That means there's property that you can continue to own without any creditor touching it. Your Social Security, pension, all retirement accounts are exempt from your creditors. When you file for bankruptcy with an experienced bankruptcy attorney, your petition will be prepared properly. When you ask Uncle Joe or some paralegal or some notary who thinks they know about law, they're going to give you wrong answers, and each case is unique and different. There are numerous sources of bankruptcy law, and none of these so-called experts that you're going to talk to or your friend who's been through it before will be able to tell you exactly what the law is in 2024. Now, there's also a popular myth that you can file your own bankruptcy, and technically that is true. But do you know the local rules of bankruptcy? Do you know the rules of evidence in bankruptcy? Do you know that an average Chapter 7 petition is anywhere from 30 to 45 pages? Did you know that you have to know the United States Bankruptcy Code? And you also have to know the exemptions that the code provides. In order to file bankruptcy yourself, you're making a big mistake because you can't possibly keep up with all the new developments in bankruptcy law. You don't know how to prepare a petition, and looking at and printing out a petition from the court online is not going to do it for you. One time I had a client come to me and she was very nervous and upset. She looked over all the local rules of bankruptcy. It must have been at that time at least 200 pages. Now it's even more. Plus, there's been a lot more bankruptcy case law that's come down that controls how your bankruptcy is decided. And the bottom line is this: if you think you can do your own bankruptcy, be my guest. But if you do it wrong, you're going to have all sorts of problems. And if you try to pull one over on the court, guess what? The U.S. trustee is an employee of the United States Justice Department. They investigate all bankruptcy crimes or potential bankruptcy crimes. You don't want to have to deal with them. Another popular myth is that if you file for bankruptcy, you will never be able to get a house. Nothing could be further from reality. You can file for bankruptcy, and when you file for bankruptcy with me, I will guide you after you get your discharge in bankruptcy as to how to rebuild your credit, and we will do it the right way. There are a lot of so-called debt consolidation firms out there who sell you a bill of goods, make all sorts of promises that they can't deliver on. If I tell you I'm going to help guide you to rebuild your credit, I mean it. And realistically, while I can't say in every situation how things will be, I wouldn't be surprised in 2 or 3 years if your credit's good enough to get a house, but that's a whole different video, and nobody should get a house for at least 6 years till the economy settles. There's another myth that people believe that if you file for bankruptcy, your credit is permanently destroyed. That's absolutely false. Right now, if you file for bankruptcy and you have a car loan and you continue to pay on that properly, that'll help boost your credit score again. Plus, at no additional charge, after you get your discharge in bankruptcy, I'm going to help you rebuild your credit. So you have nothing to worry about. I'm going to guide you to rebuild your credit. Only you can decide whether or not you're going to do this successfully. And if you follow my guidelines and stick to it, I'm confident that your credit score will be excellent or very close to it. I can't guarantee anything. I'm not allowed legally to guarantee anything. Now, there's another myth that keeps a lot of people back from filing bankruptcy. That's believing that if you file for bankruptcy, you'll never be able to get a good job again. That's totally false. Under Section 542 of the United States Bankruptcy Code, employers and other people are barred from discriminating against you just because you filed bankruptcy. Now, there may be other factors that will prevent you from getting a good job, but filing for bankruptcy will not be one of them. A while back, I personally represented another bankruptcy attorney. He was not licensed in the state of New Jersey, but he practiced another type of bankruptcy called Chapter 11, which is far more complex than the Chapter 7s or Chapter 13s and the mortgage loan modifications that I handle. He came to me, even though he had much more advanced knowledge of bankruptcy, because that was not his area of specialization. He's still a licensed attorney today. I've represented countless people with professional licenses in various fields, and because of Section 542 and other factors, they have been able to keep their license. So don't fall for misinformation. Now, filing for bankruptcy, it is also believed, will instantly eliminate all your debts. That's not true. If you owe money to the IRS and you haven't filed your returns in a timely basis, that will not eliminate debts to the IRS. That will not eliminate certain things that are barred by statute or case law from being eliminated. So, for example, if you owe money for alimony, or as we call it now, spousal support, or if you owe money for child support, that is not dischargeable. And in many instances, student loans are still not dischargeable. Traffic tickets, speeding tickets, none of that is dischargeable. But what is inexcusable is believing myths when in 99% of the time, you can have a free consultation with a bankruptcy attorney. I'm in the trenches. I'm filing bankruptcies every week. I've been practicing law for 39 years, and it'll be December, it'll be 40. While I'm not the only bankruptcy lawyer out there, I think I'm a pretty good bankruptcy attorney, and I will give you 100% of my efforts to make sure, given the existing facts and the law, that you get the best results possible in your situation. Now, if you're interested in obtaining my help, you can call the office directly at 973-798-6131, or you can search for me on Google or other platforms. Now, if you're watching this video on YouTube, please, and you want to see future videos, please hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That helps me reach more people, and in turn helps me keep people from falling into the wrong hands and dealing with people that are not licensed to practice law and people that are just not competent. Realistically, It's up to you. Do you want to save your financial future? Do you want to get a fresh start? Or do you want to believe somebody else and put your head in the sand? Putting your head in the sand is a sure way to disaster. Just like believing bankruptcy myths is a sure way to disaster. This is Lenny the Lawyer Live. And if you want to learn about other legal topics, please be sure to leave your comments and questions in the below this video if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching it on another platform, you'll know how to contact me. And remember, this video is for educational purposes, entertainment purposes. If you feel you've been entertained, that's great. But most of all, it's not legal advice, it's legal education. There's a big difference between advice and education. And I've given you no legal advice whatsoever. We've created no attorney-client privilege. This is a video that you're watching either on YouTube or some other platform, social media. When you want a consultation or when you want legal advice, come and see me in my office, or you can have a secured video conversation, and then and only then will you get legal advice. You will never get legal advice from me on social media of any kind. This is Lenny the Lawyer Live, and I'm signing off for now, but I hope to see you soon, not only in the next video, but if you have a legal problem or you need legal help, in my office at 970 Clifton Avenue, Suite 101, Clifton, New Jersey. This is Lenny the Lawyer Live. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.